How about my dearest YouTube friends? Today we are in a new video, in this case about the secondary mission Assault on the Big Blue Boss week number 2. Let us remember that today is the last week in which we are going to be able to do this secondary mission. This is how Kaban has done it. Okay, and I remind you that basically to be able to enter this mission, we have to do the individual mission of In the Dark, basically winning fights with characters from make it fantastic. Are they giving us this eyes so we can use them on this side mission? Okay, I remind you that the better you do with characters from the saga, the more prizes you will win. Why, friends? Because we have an objective called Out of Sight, which basically tells us you have to defeat Ironhair with a character with the saga tag from the side mission. That will give us 2,000 shards of the 7 Awakening Crystal. And they will give us 15 selectors of the 10%, which is not bad at all. So let's go there. Let's see how difficult in this case are full technological characters that I have already been reviewing. And in this case, we are going to include a character from the saga as well. I think we're going to be taking each other off. Tie the Deadels, because basically you have to kill that Ironhair with a character, the saga, and my chosen character is going to be that very powerful Dark Phoenix. Okay, we start against Ghost. Okay, friends, the nodes it has is that when the attacker fails, he has a pass on the new power for 10 seconds while the new power is active. All blows steal 5% of the attacker's power, not his paw, which in ESO is exposed and it is no longer affected. It is immune, stunned, and while he attacks, he has 13% of you. Her maximum power has an energizing effect if you attack her. It reaches 75%, suffers power drain instantly until it reaches 0, and every 20 seconds, the attacker just disadvantaged as stunned by 3 seconds. Therefore, we have to be quite attentive because in this case, I think we are going to do it with Vox. In fact, that's why I'm carrying the character because I think it's going to help us a lot throughout this whole fight because basically, we're going to be able to avoid that failure. Okay, you're already seeing underneath the life of our Vox that is that invasive stupor. Let's remember that we have to. And being thrown away by the super attack just when the timer is going to expire, because if it is not going to do us enough damage because it is going to be stunning us, as you are going to see right now, we have just thrown it away because the invasive detachment has ended. You're also seeing one thing, and that's that basically our ghost becomes, I will say, unlockable with super attacks. Okay, so be very careful. Also, be very careful about giving it incorporeal, okay? Because if not, it may be failing us a lot. Well, and in this case, it won't give me time to throw the super attack, okay? Then I'm going to be eating those blows. The truth is that we have started disastrously right now. We have started disastrously. We have literally exploded by that invasive stupor, which is why I tell you so much that it is quite complicated when it comes to doing it with invasive stupor because you have already seen how I have screwed up, literally. Okay, then we move on. Also remember that he is immune to stun, in this case with the super attack. Well, we have managed to heal ourselves a little, so something is worth something, friends, and be very careful with that loss and step. Let's see if he wants to throw the perfect super attack at us, and we are going to have the super attack right now to prevent damage, okay? Let's see if we can make this degeneration stay, okay? Because it would be his thing, but he goes backwards and the goat avoids it and turns it into fury. Okay, it's the bad thing about this, boys, that I know that all the disadvantages you put on it go away to turn into furies. Well, in this case, we are stunned again. I can't believe it, friends. How bad luck we have had. We have had a lot of bad luck, but hey, it just hasn't done us that much damage. I thought it's going to do me much more damage. But hey, here it's also important against this boys because having a character that removes the DGN, that removes that flow, as in this case, it is his voice with super attack 2. Any improvement that has vigilance to avoid that for the moment will be able to do us damage again. It's true that Kavan puts some notes that, my goodness, but hey, in this case, I can't say anything. It was my fault. So we are going to use our daddy snake, because let's remember that there is an automatic failure with the super attack. So very careful. I'm really playing terrible. I'm sorry, friends. I want to make a good gameplay, but it doesn't stop. They don't stop, friends. There's a failed failure. We're going to do a good little perfect damage. Then we can also support each other with the accumulation of power that snake has. And that's it. Our ghost is ready after killing us. to our powerful box. Unfortunately, we get our mystery and we are going for the next character, which is Punisher 2099. Let's see what this character has for us. The defender's healing ability cannot be reversed and the impression of nullifying ability and attacker is reduced by 65%. When the Punisher battery reaches 25% intervals, it gains power for 11 seconds. The defender has a regeneration improvement that covers a 10% increase, and if we are far away, then we can. And when the defender has a regeneration effect, or does he also have a precision passive? Well, let's see how it goes with Snake, because I have already told you that I want to leave our very powerful one. Give Phoenix for the end, above all to give to that mystery, and above all also to give to our friend Iron Jar, okay? And in this case, in Punisher, well, it is not that important for you to simply stay away when that regeneration acts, because otherwise it's going to be healing a lot. And what interests us in the end is that regeneration happens to us. And this character, I believe, can be given to absolutely anyone. Is the only thing worth it? Of course, you have to take into account regeneration, you see? We stay away. And would you already see, we have regeneration. We regenerate quite a bit actually. We thought we were going to regenerate much less, but hey, with super attack after Snake, well, it works for us. Let's make sure we get some good damage. Super attack 2 after super attack 2. If he actually removes that fact, invasive movement like the previous boss, and the truth is that the fight turns out perfect. You see, we get regeneration and heal ourselves again. The truth is quite good. Be careful not, yes, it has hit us a little, but well, with super attack 2 of Snake, we have interpreted very, very well, and we continue doing a lot of damage. We continue, and that's it. We do that damage again, that in this case, regeneration, I think, is going to do to him. Let's see if we have indeed had that bad luck. Well, it's okay. We move on. Ready, we throw another super attack 1 that I already think we are going to be charging those good passive furies that Snake has to do even more damage. Ready to see regeneration? How about it? Let's see how the very important timer of Punisher's life goes, and just put them on us as you have seen, and it may already be sticking to him normally. Okay friends, hit hard. Very good that he has super attack 1. Come on. That's always over attack 1 is a little bit easier to avoid, and over attack 2 is also easy to avoid. Actually, you just have to keep in mind that if you miss a low tap like that, it could be doing you a lot of damage. Very good. We claim those 7 to 125 grade 4 alpha fragments, not bad. And we go against Guillotine 2099. The means of how the defender does not perform, get hit every 1 second. Means of how the defender increases by 1 the attacker 3Z. This timer pauses whenever attackers key good the attack. Both characters are a disadvantage. Do you have a provocation disadvantage? Okay, when the attacker activates an accuracy upgrade, fury burst, power or power, rolls regeneration, or any one copies, okay, and regenerates, and every time he ignores the defenseless failure, here an incorporation effect is prevented, which the defender has an indefinite passive fury effect. So in this case, maybe Snake could be half working for us if we manage to ensure that that failure with those furies does not affect us, so to speak. As always, to avoid that failure, you always have to throw it away, okay? You have to hit it better said to prevent it from regenerating. Look at how that massive power accumulation bothers us a little. Let's go so we can activate super attack 1. I think the Snake is immune to the A, because I didn't think it was being immune to the A, to having its power taken away. But it's not worth it, because we already have accurate concentration, so it gives us a little more regardless of whether you put us in body, as long as when, well, he doesn't manage to hit us, okay? He doesn't manage to hit us, because let's remember that it's going to generate those furies very well. It exceeds that 2 is the simple one to avoid by Guillotine 2029, because then look at how it has regenerated, friends. Okay, well, we are going to have to be avoiding that. Okay friends, be very careful. It has already regenerated quite a bit. Plus, well, now we are putting anticulations on it. So, well, something is something, because we prevent it from regenerating massively when it has super attacks. So, well, perfect. We continue super attack 1 after super attack 1 as a Snake calmly. Be very careful too, and control the fight if it does carry that Snake. Well, in that accumulation of massive power, it's worth, because that Guillo is also going to get it. He has the 99 strong blow sub attack 1. Again, perfect. We get accurate concentration again, and we are already doing much more damage. You're already seeing it. Ready? We now have a little bit of care left that we are going to regenerate. We cut it off with a stop, and that forces us to have super attack 2. Very good. The truth is that I think this fight is turning out much better than the previous 2 already. You are seeing it. He now has a little life left, 6 by 105%. Please see a couple more taps, and that's it, friends. Very good. We move forward. We have a mystery left, and we now have to finally Iron Jar that it is like this, or that we have to hit him with Dark Phoenix. Mystery friend, what have you got? It's a mystery, not the nodes it has. Let's see. When the attacker reaches a power bar, the defender has a power harvest improvement that grants 100% of the scientists. They always reduce the defender's power. An attack block is hit by 30% per ability of a direct poison damage disadvantage. And it is an estate mastery to edit an attack and provides attacker with a charge of fury, which increases that damage. After 5 charges, they are lost in the defender's attack. They are unblockable, and every 15 seconds, the attacker suffers a passive flicker effect. In this case, we are not going to continue with Snake. Be very careful with that issue of Furies, and with that one that becomes a lockable passive, and we would not have to have almost any problem. And above all, as I always say with Mystery, force him to throw Super Attack 2, which in the end is the easiest to kill. Look at how he generates that own power and how he has also given us those poisoning disadvantages that I think are going to erase us literally from the map. The perfect failure is set. There we can be doing very well. That poisoning is doing us a lot of damage. Hey friends, you are already seeing it. Let's see if they have it. So let's avoid making any stops or any kind of stops. Okay, in this case, the failed failure is also good for us. So perfect, let's move on. Which does not follow Super Attack 2 between Super Attack 2. And if he wants to generate an accumulation of power, then go ahead. Okay friends, look at how he is already taking a lot of life from us through those disadvantages of poison. So friends, I recommend that you bring an immune to poison here in the fight. Because if you cannot be suffering like I am doing, in this case, we have managed to kill Mystery in a simple and quick way. Directly from 100 to 0 confuses poisoning damage because I don't think he hasn't given us a single blow. Indeed, look at the damage he has done to us. But hey, we're already going against that Iron Hearts. We got those 365 7-star Titan sequels, and we're going against that Iron Heart that has to be done with a character from the saga. Let's remember if we want to be getting the awards we have seen before. If attackers permanently suffer passive anticulation and a seal target against regeneration improvement, that is 60% Defender Song implies a passive regression effect. When Supreme Demolition disadvantage, the defender has a 1 of Fury worth 100% of all the damage, the defender said, with the effect of physical damage as well. If they inflict on the attacker as direct damage, almost second. If the defender has 15% robust of indefinite as maximum load, 10 hits the block, eliminates the load, and every 15 seconds has started before loaded and overloaded. During charged mode, it complies with the defender lock and fixes voltage disadvantages on the attacker. Spiky damage objects, and every time they overloaded, the defender's attacks are well blocked. So project with these nodes that may be bothering us a lot. Okay friends, especially because of the high voltage issue, I wasn't reading that. So we're going... It's going to be doing a lot of damage. The good thing we have Darphinix is that what Darphinix does is take away those reinforced armor advantages and do a lot of damage. Be careful that he hit us there. That's what you don't have to get ready. Super Attack 2, a strong blow, and be careful because it has already changed from overloaded to the other one, okay? And in this case, it is unblockable. Therefore, it may be bothering us. We have Super Attack 1 and we are sticking that power. Focus and avoid getting hit because an unlockable blow could be devastating. Keep dodging and use strong tactics to stay in control of the fight. Strong blow, we removed those robustness improvements again, perfect. And that he has another Super Attack 1 as long as he is with the high voltage icon, the Iron Hair. Well, it is more advisable that he throws Super Attack 1 at us because that way it is not unlockable, and if you don't know how to avoid it, you can be with it because it may be making it quite difficult for you, You see there once then 1, 1, and 2 in a row, okay? I mean, in the end, you have to be working out how to avoid Iron Hair's Super Attack because otherwise they can make it difficult for you. That's enough. Strong blow to remove that robustness. Let's see if he wants to throw Super Attack 1 at us. Well, in this case, it's 2. Come on, please throw it, throw it. Okay, perfect. Ready, then we continue. Super Attack blow 2 to generate that copy of power. He has been very careful, and without blocking him right now, I had not seen him. Hard hit, perfect, throw it. Okay? 1, 2, and bang in a row. Great. At the moment, the fight is going quite well. Perfect. The higher forgiveness, the higher voltage, I would say. The more flames you don't go, the more better friends. One of the farts ready. Perfect. Because the truth is that Super Attack 1 is not difficult at all when you control it. And you are seeing that it is quite simple with our friend Darphinix. And that in reality, any character who avoids that physical damage is worth energy damage can be good for us. Vox and Serpiente. What happens that has to be from the saga would also have been exceptionally good for us. Okay? And with that, friends, we finished this mission. We got these 7 chipmunks, and above all, the most important thing. It is to get these amazing prizes that are these 2,000 pieces of the Awakening Crystal and those grade 6 basic selectors of grade 6 class forgiveness. They have always liked the Shugyas of Style video and see you in other Chow Chow videos. And before finishing the video, thank you very much to all of you who are members of the channel for becoming a member. You have it in the description. So many thanks to the VIP Soris of Eliel Ramirez, Oscar Salmeron, and the Authentic Soris of Auca Roldan and Facundo Juan. Thank you very much for being members of the channel this September 2025.